against Volt. But let's see how things will actually pan out. I'm vansilli, along with me is going to be Misled. Running the production is Helium Umbrella, and our cameraman for tonight is going to be Later. Misled, I'll let you take the pistol here.
All right, so getting in the pistol right off the bat, and Volt is going to stack all 5 of their players directly up into those B holes. Interesting enough, compLexity tries to send 2 players out mid to get aggressive. One's already dropped back to try and see if he can see down an underpass. Here comes the execute up top. Shinobi will be the Lone Ranger at the B bomb site trying to defend. Doesn't get anything. Does a little bit of damage to Effie. Not enough to take him down, though. And just like that, Volt has control of B. They're going to get aggressive already, pushing into the market, getting all the frag that they want without dropping a single player left yet. So Fraud, last man standing, through underpass. He's going to try and run his way up. Gramps already spotted him. He's going to get pushed by 2, and Gramps is going to mop that up. And Volt, stunning fashion, takes that B bomb site and just absolutely shuts down the retake attempt from compLexity.
Glocks? I think that was quite unfortunate. I mean, they tried to play for a retake at B, forcing more towards that mid side aggressively, and A saw that there was no information there. The only thing that was sucky there is they actually smoked towards upper B, which is fine. But Shinobi actually played it close towards the upper B halls, where Volt just basically walked until contact. But the contact that they had were like basically 4 Glocks walking through smokes against 1 P2K on the top of B. So that was unfortunate. Got picked off, and then that opened B quite easily for them to take. Now it's stacked inside this B bomb site, as they do have a few trades coming through, but as they see it stacked towards B, they're running back towards the A side. Def is waiting there towards the window and manages to get the first kill.
Yeah, anti-eco so far was going well for Volt. Now they even it up, making it 2-on-2 until Nerdy steps up with a Mag-10, but we see Volt going kind of fast towards that upper B. And then who was it that came out first? I believe it was Gramps was the first man out. Smoke separates him and the rest of the team. They don't want to get aggressive. He just jumps up onto the sofa, takes out the player on catwalk, spins around quickly, takes out another player at van, calls that there's a stack at B. Players then rotate back down through underpass, made a good mid-round adjustment due to the stack coming from compLexity, and it did get brought down to a 2-on-2 until Nerdy closed the round out, but good job there by compLexity to keep that one close.
Yeah, I really liked it. A 4-man stack towards B. They see the stack, they run through, but somebody cutting towards that window side. They're doing exactly the same thing this time, but this time there's more flash executes. There's only Gramps at the top. He spots the first one, second one at the van, headshots him, and then finally kills the first one that he spotted towards Get Right. Runs out of bullets face-to-face against now Sanks, but everybody's running back all the way through T-spawn this time to A, because they didn't want to walk into death with that 5-7 anymore. So Fraud finally gets the kill onto Gramps. They salvage an Mag-10, but as that time is wasted, everybody else from Volt are walking up towards the A ramp and getting ready to plant here at the A bomb site.
Fraud, last 2 left, fall down. We're going to have Def trying to work his way up through connector. Fraud's going to be at jungle. We lose Def. Now it's all up to Fraud. He does have a Mag-10 that was picked up off of the body of Gramps, so he's going to try and hold on to it, but Volt's going to get aggressive. They're going to push right into him. And the icon from 1.6 not able to hold on there. Nerdy takes him down. No save will come out for Fraud, and Volt will be up 3-0. And again, you mentioned it. Same strat comes out from Volt. All 5 heading up through upper B. Only Gramps ends up making it out, jumps up onto the sofa again, and just sprays off a bunch of shots into the site. I mean, he took 3 down before he finally died, and he did it all single-handedly.
Yeah, the small thing that Volt did to adapt from that mistake that he pulled on the previous one was that they actually only had 1 guy running out this time, just to try to scout it out. They used the Mag-10 as well, the one with the least investment, to try to clear out the site. They saw that stack, so they stayed towards the back of the kitchen side, and then ran back to A instead of going through the connector side that we mentioned before. Nice NA flash there from Gramps. And as they're trying to execute towards the A bomb site, it's actually a fake, but nobody's really rotated out so far. Shinobi's trying to hold it towards that van, gets the first kill, but quickly traded out by Mitch, but Sang's playing towards the catwalk. Drops the bomb carrier, now picked up by Nerdy. Also takes the AK-47, but the rotation's going to be coming through. It's now going to be a 4 versus 2 as Gramps couldn't hold that A bomb site fake, and Fraud also to support his teammate. Now that was a better round there for compLexity, only losing 1.
Much better. One thing that would have helped out a ton there for Volt, they had the player at A still there, trying to gun battle with Roka. If he would have been able to pick up Roka, turn his sights back towards jungle where the player was in mid, or in window, I believe it was Fraud that was still in that direction. Pick up both of those, maybe take a little bit of pressure away from the B bomb site, because they haven't seen the bomb yet in upper halls. Could have been a good enough fake, or maybe just him putting pressure into the window area alone by itself, maybe trying to work out back through market would have been gigantic, but wasn't able to make it happen. compLexity adapted well, didn't drop anybody, and Shinobi with the good calls at B, preventing Volt from going up 4-0.
So full gun run coming through. No ops though in the hands of Fraud because they have lost that pistol round and lost the 3 rounds. Not enough economy was built up, even though they won that that 3rd round. And let's see what's gonna happen at that. Also because they only lost Shinobi too, right? So you couldn't really force out an AWP out of that. So trades after trades. They're trying to take over this A bomb site, which is Volt, but they have Grants at 19 HP, who still manages to get a spray and a kill onto death. So the CT spawn player is now down. It's a 2 versus 2 now as we get traded left and right at a default bomb box. Sanks is doing the same thing, running back up the staircase where Fraud was. Now it's a 2v1. Shinobi coming off the top of the ticket booth and gets the last kill as well. Comes in for the defuse to give enough time for Sanks to run away, I guess. I don't know, maybe he was... Yeah, there you go. To give him enough time to run away towards underpass to pick up the AWP. So it's going to be now 3-2. That op is probably going to go in hands of Fraud, and we'll see if he could make the magic happen.
I like the attempt there from Vault. Default smoke setup for that default A take. They have the smokes on the stairs towards the jungle, trying to get CT smoked. The biggest problem with that was there was still a complexity player inside that bomb site at the 2 box, and he just played it so well around there in balcony that it just shut down the take attempt from Vault, and they got stalled out trying to get into the bomb site, allowing the smokes to dissipate long enough that complexity was able to get their own counter nades inside, Molotovs at the back of firebox, burn anybody out that they needed to. And they just forced that into a 2-on-1 and eventually ended up taking that away from Vault. So now it's going to be 2 in a row for Complexity. As you can see, it's going to be a pistol armor upgrade here for Vault. So, and only Nerdy is the only player without that head armor going forward. The rest of his team's got pistols and head armor, but he opted to go as the utility man. 2 flashbangs, 1 smoke grenade for him. 4 or 3 other smokes on the board at the moment, and you see Gramps trying to fake, trying to pull somebody at A, but really not much to it. Just fired a couple shots and tried to back out.
Well, they're running out right now. Shinobi's going to get the first, trying to get a second with success. So not enough bullets there to get the third, but at least incendiary grenades were thrown across to prevent them from getting a bomb plant right away, giving it a chance for Complexity to rotate across. At least they get a bomb plant for a Volt. Nerdy does pick up the M4 and is playing towards Get Right, but we are closing in for Complexity right now. Gramps is watching that flank from the kitchen side, but Def at the bench. 1 down, Fraud op kill. Last one at the top, killed and flanked by Roka, so it's going to be 3-3, all tied up, but I gotta say, the timing was a little bit off from that nade that was thrown by Shinobi. It actually went in between 5 players when it was thrown, and all of them still managed to run out with 100 HP. So that was going to be tough. It was going to be a very tough call if they're able to drop down and get those kills thanks to the armor that they purchased. But they basically did the same rounds as they did before for Volt's side. I mean, they had Gramps with a double flash and smoke. He went for a fake throw at the A-bomb side, spammed the Tech 9 through the smoke. But what I liked about Complexity is they never bit the bullet. They never bit the bait.
Yeah.
And they just held their spots and then rotated whenever they saw that bomb on the radar.
Aggressive play coming out from Complexity, forcing 2 up in mid. Good flashbang. They're working well off of him. Actually 3 towards that mid area. One's going to be near underpass, but they've got the counter smoke down. So Complexity banking on a heavy mid push, and it pays off. They know exactly where Gramps is now, or Def did, but he ends up going down. So Gramps finds himself in between a rock and a hard place here. He's all alone. Bomb is going to be down outside the halls near mid. He's going to be 1v3. He's got Franz op in his way. Same with Roka and Sanks. Sanks is going to be the B player at the moment. Roka is going to be all the way at that A bomb site. And Fraud, of course, in the window. And Gramps is even looking backwards. Got to be careful right there at the bench. Sanks playing it very patiently. One thing I wanted to touch on from that previous round, though, Nerdy had himself in a situation on catwalk, picks up an M4 with no ammo in it. He had a line on 2 players working out of the out of market. It was empty, though. You just hear click, 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 click. That's heartbreaking. He would have lined up 2 of those frags and then instantly turned that into a 3-on-2 retake attempt for Complexity, but the gun was empty. Didn't reload it right off the bat.
Yeah, now that previous round here, the questionable play for Gramps is why he still tried to drop inside the B bomb site with the bomb being down at T-spawn. I guess he was skating around looking for a few kills, but you're just throwing your money away. Everybody's just positioning themselves, and they're not going to hunt after you. So you might as well just stay where you are and try to attempt to save your gun. Now at this point, you'll see Volt under the save coming through here. So they will just go for all-out A execute this time. What I liked a little bit here is I think this garbage time. I don't think they're going to be able to make it through. They do have a nice execute for both of these still, but this should be it. So trades are coming through across at least. Are they going to get the bomb plant so far? Rarkar is able to take down Roka. He's got 8 HP. He's moving inside the site, but any nade could actually take them down, which they don't have. They don't have a molly to work with either. Bomb is planted. Last one under the balcony. He takes the first kill. They're moving in right now, and that's it. That's actually a pretty decent save at the end, actually. getting 4 kills out of that. But I just wanted to, again, touch base on the previous round that we missed. Is the small little things, that aggressive play that we saw for complexity before, when they rushed up mid. The nice thing and the small little detail is that smoke that we threw towards underpass. By doing that, so it was the cat player that threw it down towards that underpass. You actually have 3 guys that could just focus to shoot on the top of mid, because you don't expect anybody to run through smokes at the underpass, because you're at a very vulnerable spot there if you're going to try to run through. So good plays, little details by complexity that seems to make that mid hold work quite well.
Now we're getting into round number 9. It's going to be 5-3 scoreline. Complexity taking the lead away from Vault here. Now, they haven't looked back. 5 rounds in a row. I mean, that eco was extremely close that we just saw from Vault, but the big problem I have with the smoke they tried to do, you wall off the site like that and try and isolate the site players. You didn't have enough utility with flashbangs to really get yourselves into the site safely, into the smoke coverage. That got ripped apart, and again, another round. Vault trying to make it into the A bomb site. Def was there holding, prevents the stair guys. Good counter flash from underneath balcony. Just peeks out, gets one-on-one aim battles against the Vault players coming up the stairs, and they have to go through a smoke nonetheless, so they don't really have good eyes on him as they try and come out, easily able to mop him up.
I also like the fact that they had a Zeus at first, and they kind of wasted it there for complexity, but they were just trying to get a voltage kill. Get it? Anyways, that gun round, actually, things are looking very well for complexity, just holding their spots from the A site. Also, the off from Fraud seems to be connecting quite well. He doesn't get that much action so far, but the ones that he catches, he's able to get those first, maybe not a second kill, because it's not needed. His teammates are there to support him as well. They're actually taking heavy control of this mid right now. That smoke to actually prevent Dev from moving around inside that window room. He eats a nade. He's down to 18 HP, but look at an aggressive push from complexity at upper B. So much information right now is taken on complexity's side. You'll expect now an A hit from Volt's side. So that's why you see right now complexity just not rotating across. They're just setting up for this crossfire at A.
And Shinobi works his way after that push in upper B. Now they're aware of it. That's Vault, that is. Rarkar's going to be checking just in case any of the other B players ended up trying to push their way through. But Shinobi had himself in such a good spot there. Looks at Gramps, sees Gramps isn't looking at him, tries to spray him down, didn't see anyone else. But luckily there was a re-peek from Effie, and he made the fast shot. So B bomb site's wide open now, and more frags going in favor of Vault. So they're able to just walk towards this B bomb site with Def completely lit. The mid player gonna try and spray down 2. Does some good damage, and a ton to Effie. Almost gets 2 out of that.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. But at least Fraud is actually inside this site. He does get a molly, so he's forcing him on the right side. Gets the first kill. It's a 2 versus 1. He knows that Effie's actually on the top. Was so close to land that shot through the wall. But now he's going to go for a fake plant, or a fake defuse rather. Here comes the white peaks towards the window side. They see that it's off. He's going to hear one drop in. Gets a nice quick scope in the face of Effie. Going for another tap. Where's the last player? Eats a nade. He knows that it's coming from the top, but he doesn't come through the exit that Fraud was predicting. He came out towards that window side and almost clutches a 3 versus 1.
That snap op shot gave me goosebumps right there. That was I just instantaneously snapped back to 1-6 and was like, oh, he's back. That was extremely fast, that first shot. Banked on the player coming out of the balcony instead of dropping out of the window. So he could have won that one on 2, excuse me. Got extremely close, but just a little looking in the wrong direction, looking for the balcony player, but nobody came balcony. They ended up dropping out of the window. But good round either way. Broad making that extremely close. And again, we're seeing complexity with a ton of mid-aggression into this round. That's 3 players very aggressive. Normally it's only 2 with 1 hanging out trying to look over the smoke. That's at the back of the catwalk right there in front of Def in the connector. But this time 3 players super aggressive out in mid. It's going to be an A hit coming in here for Vault. This time going with the 3 smoke for now. Molotovs will come in. They got good coverage here, but there is a seam that they got to try and get across until those flashbangs came out. So far, one's made it. Shinobi's looking for the next one. Takes Gramps down. Tries to cross with the palm. They don't have good enough sight on that gap.
Wow.
And Shinobi's going to be able to just clean house here. Wake it a 3-on-3. The bomb's still down out in the open. He's just got to stay up. Looking for Nerdy. Sprays him down.
What a play.
Comes in. But here's Mitch. Last man standing in the connector. He's going to be against Fraud and Sanks. Molotov hits him. They know where he's at. Fraud misses his shot, so Mitch gets into the bomb site, but goes for the bomb. Sanks is down in mid, and this is going to be tough for him to make happen.
He's going to go for a fake plant at the same time. He thinks that his enemy is still towards jungle side, but the bullets only skids right by his arm, so he's down to 46. And he was trying to look for that walk peek to get a shot. Frost trying to spam through the smoke at the same time with the AWP. Sags about to peek out, off shot miss, and that's going to be it. They're going to get that defuse easily there, but Shinobi, great play by him. Out of all the players that are running through that execute inside the A bomb site, he manages to kill the most important player, which is that bomb planter. So he had to make T scour around, try to get a position to redeem that bomb or regain that bomb. But the amount of times that he just peeked out from that triple box and got those kills, he got a 3K on that hold, played his part to make it a 2 versus 1, and make it better for complexity to win. And you mentioned that aggressive push towards mid again, misled. It's just one of their strategies that they seem to be utilizing a lot now. Again, it's just by having that smoke towards that underpass, they could focus on that mid aggression push, and then by seeing nobody pushing up there, they were able to fall back towards the A bomb site, knowing that nobody was really rushing and trying to take control of mid.
Yeah, and I like that. If you're playing in that A bomb site in a 3 or 4 smoke, or even they do the 5 smoke at that A bomb site, there's a seam somewhere in between those smokes that you can play. And if your head's up enough on it, you can find that seam, end up spamming down or spraying through players like Shinobi did. Saw Gramps move through, sprayed the rest of the way through the smoke, dropped the bomb, and that really opened up the round for complexity to take hold of it. Now, into 12, though. Vault extremely fast into B here, going straight through the smoke, and they're gaining a ton of traction. They already have 3 frags in their name. That's going to be 2 rifles picked up. A 3rd rifle just gets picked up now by Effie. That's going to be up to Fraud and Def to do a 2-man retake. Well, now it's going to be 2 versus 3, which is going to be a little bit better if Def can take down Effie here. It's going to be 2-on-2. They know where Rarkar is. There goes Rarkar. Only 1 player left. He's at the van. Nerdy's got to be careful, but Fraud over the top with the quick op shot. And just like that, that's how you execute a 2-man retake attempt. Fraud gets 3, Def gets the other 2, and Complexity wins another round.
Yeah, there was a bit of frustration in the dead talk, wondering how they were able to lose that B, but thankfully for Fraud and Def, we're able to come back, a veteran and a newcomer, into the Complexity roster. A 5-man retake. Hello, welcome back. Here's the defuse. We're going to keep this streak alive here for Complexity, making it back on a 2 winning streak. But they're trying to bring it back to a 6 like they had on the previous rounds. But again, I mean, it was just the aggressive push by Volt, Tech 9s and armor. Kind of like a Tech 9 with armor is pretty much a pistol round Glock versus USPs. It's just a little bit more expensive for the CT setters to get mowed down when they have rifles. But there's nothing more you could add to that. Execute towards the A side. It's going to be a double save coming through. Nice deal shot, though. Now they clear out the A side this time. And can they retake A this time? Still have Fraud alive, but Def has fallen.
Yeah, Mitch is going to get the bomb planted here. Again, it's going to be Fraud, Shinobi, and Sanks instead of Def being up. But they got to do a 3-man retake attempt. It'll be 3 versus 4. 2 rifles are on the board for Vault. Those were both picked up from Def and Roka at this A bomb site. They're going to try and burn out Rarkar.
Wow.
Takes a ton of damage. Doesn't go out. They need to hit these shots to make this retake happen. Fraud's all alone now. Can't fight it out with Effie. Not able to win the exchange, and Vault will grab themselves a 5th round. But so far, it seems every time Vault tries to get aggressive into the A or B bomb site with just a little utility and pistols, they get right into the bomb site. They take down whoever's holding it, and they hit a bomb plant. It's just post-plant until that round that they can't hold.
Yeah, it would... Saints shouldn't have lost that round, or that 1 versus 1 fight from the CT spawn. I'm pretty sure it was Saints, if not it was Shinobi. But it was pretty much textbook for them to retake that spot. They threw a molly exactly at the spot where I think it was Rarkar was at. Rarkar had 34 HP and still managed to win versus an 100 HP player. Because of that, you're making it a 3 versus 2. The other guys are scrambling a little bit there, giving him positions away, and they were just able to get a force buy coming through to win the round. And even at that point, I'm wondering if it was an Eco Cobra. I don't remember them buying armor, but I'll let it for next time. Mitch, though, watching that flank, spots depth, trying to go for some information. But as he actually clears the T-spawn, the Ts are still deciding to work towards this B bomb site. That is crazy. They should have expected and known that it was a sack towards B, especially if one player was on a quick flank already with like 30 seconds into the round. Nonetheless, though, it is AK-47s shredding through the normal armored roster of complexity. So Roka, the last man standing, is able to get 1 kill, and it's going to end there.
Yeah, Complexity going for an eco there. That was round 14. They were saving for the last and final round of this half. They want to make this 9-6 in their favor. I mean, there for a little bit, we were seeing a huge disparity in rounds between Vault and Complexity until Vault finally got some traction going. I mean, they won those initial 3 off the pistol. the 2 anti-ecos, but then after that, complexity went on an absolute run, getting 6 rounds in a row before they finally dropped one, then another 2. But since then, Vault just got 2 in a row here. Final round of the half again. But guns are out. Complexity, not the best economy. They had to save that last one so they could at least get something in their favor gun-wise to try and make this 9-6. Otherwise, we're going to have an 8-7 half. That is not where you want to be if you're Complexity. And
It's
man,
still-
Fraud gets ripped on that jump.
And he eats the nade at the same time. Couldn't make it out towards jungle fast enough. I mean, they had the right idea with the buy that they had. Sangs seems to be struggling a bit on the CT side. Used more as a utility player. He bought the smokes. He bought the kit. He bought the nades. But then he got killed, so that's a waste of all the nades that he's purchased. They get a plant for Trip Box right now and for Catwalk. But the last 2 guys on the CT side will have to try to retake. They do have 2 flashes to work with. They could try to find the kit left behind from Sanks. But this is great positioning for Vault on this post plant now. They spot Mitch towards that connector after they take down Rorkar at Tetris. But now they have to try to use possibly a nade, flashes, everything that they can, anything that they can. But Ruka now the last man standing. This is going to be it. We're going to end the half here 8-7.
Yeah, Roka doesn't really have a chance here unless he can hit these shots fast. Running out of time. Gotta try and stick the bomb. Doesn't have it. Nerdy ends up catching him. So 8-7 half. And that's a good turn back around. I don't even know where I'm going with that one. But good turnaround for Vault, I should say. To be able to bring that game back. It was looking a little rough there for a minute. I mean, it was, what, 8-4, I believe? Yeah, it was like 8-4. Or no, excuse me. It was 6-3, and then 6-4, and then it ended up being 8-4, and then after that, Vault came back in a big way, winning those last couple rounds to make this an 8-7 half. So good job by them. So let's see what they're able to put together here on their CT side against Complexity, who at least once we got into the initial gun rounds looked far superior.
I think Sanks, the way he's playing towards A, I mean, you see him low 6-9, but he had to play retakes a lot when they were losing towards that B side. So nothing really could you could take away from that. But if anything, in terms of retake plays, Shinobi and Def and even Fraud have been playing it quite well. Ruka, somebody that we actually didn't hear about a lot either on the first half, as he was posted more towards that A side. But Volt playing it very well, getting 7 rounds of their map choice on T side. We'll see if they could turn things around as we'll wait for these guys to ready up.
Yeah, we only got I don't even have the ready up messages right now, so we're waiting on none. Should be good to go here in just a second. Off of this delay, I believe.
Cool. So then now, Complexity at this point, it's going to be the piss around coming through. And we'll see if Complexity will go for a train of Glocks towards this B bomb site. Pretty much like what we usually see on a map like Mirage these days.
Yeah, so looks like our halftime is over. Those guys get 60 seconds in between every time, no matter what, just in case they need something. So their 60 seconds is up. We're about to get live and get this underway here. Second half between Complexity and Vault here in your CEVO Gfinity Season 9 Pro League, with those LAN finals being held at the Gfinity Arena, which is going to be awesome. Hopefully you guys are ready for that. And we're in our first bracket here in North America. The winner of this bracket gets an assured spot in the LAN finals. And remember, even if these pro teams do not win in this first bracket, because only one winner is going to make it out of it, they still have 3 more to try and make it out through.
Okay, a little bit confused as how I couldn't really speak that well on my retake of this second half, but now that we're actually live, we're moving inside this deep bomb stuff, and look at the crossfire setup and how passively Nerdy's playing and is able to get 2 kills already. It's a 1-minute advantage, make that 2, and now they're scrambling as the bomb has been dropped. At least Sanks is trying to get some work going, but they both die simultaneously from Rorkar and Mitch. That is Def and Sanks all at A and at jungle, and look at how they fall against each other. A little bit more, almost a non-family position in terms of how that pistol round ended. So that's going to end tie things up on an 8-8 scoreline. And Vault are looking good here on their map choice.
Yeah, so far they haven't dropped a pistol. Let's see if they can not drop any of these anti-ecos. First half they did it, and they did it well. So let's see if they can do it again, get themselves a little bit of a lead one more time. That'd be 2 rounds in their favor if they get both of these anti-ecos. But it's a long ways away. And here comes the multi-smoke coming out towards A. That's going to be the 3 smoke setup. They're going to shut down the jungle player. They're going to shut down the CT player
Great
unless he
shot.
gets on ticket booth. And yeah, great shot by Fraud to take out Rarkar. So they should have entry into the site now. No one is there to retake from CT. All the CTs are going to be trying to come from either jungle. 2 of them out of jungle. 2 of them are going to come out of connector. They do get a bomb plant now. If complexity can hold on here and prevent at least 1 or 2 of these CTs from getting in too fast here. There's only 1 kit on the board right now for the CTs. This could go well in favor of complexity. Sanks hits the first shot. Got to be careful. Roka in the sandwich hasn't been spotted yet. Just barely gets spotted. And that's going to be Effie with more than enough time to get the defuse without the kit. That'll be 3 players staying alive and saving 3 FAMASs for Vault.
You know, that's actually pretty good. They didn't even go for armor buys that time either, so it was a peak 250 buys just running out towards the site. Somehow they still managed to get a bomb plant at the default spot at the same time. So Vault a little bit iffy with the retake play that they kind of tried to execute towards that A site. They lost a lot of players there at the same time. So yeah, they salvaged 3 FAMASs, but was it really the 3 FAMASs that you wanted to salvage? Because now you get a bomb plant on the second round. No buys on that second round for the T side, so you'll see full AKs for 3 other players. Full AKs, I mean full armor and AK-47, so this is going to be tough for Vault to actually hold it. Trying to do the same thing as Complexity right now by putting some aggressiveness towards that mid side, but really you don't see them falling back out of that one either. So they're just holding mid, playing a 1-3-1. So again, it's another retake strategy. And it's going to be a walk-on contact, so Shinobi's going to sell that fake already. Look at that rotation. All 3 of them already rotated from mid. Gramps is by himself inside B now. He's trying to hold back as much as he can. That nade is going to damage Roka. He's hiding inside that site. Spots the first one falling down, but I think he got spotted at the same time as well. And that's why as he re-peaks, Roka just aim-maps him in the face. And here comes that rotation coming from the catwalk. Roka again going long range, this time with help from Death. They get a double kill. Bomb now planted for Market side, though. And Mitch at this point is going to have to save his gun.
Yeah, Mitch all by his lonesome. 1 versus 4 here. He does have a kit to work with, but I mean 1 versus 4. 1v5, excuse me. Looked at Fraud, and I was like, oh, 19 HP, he's just dead. No, but he's still alive with 19 HP, so it would be a 1v5 if Mitch goes for it. But smart play here is to just hold on to the M4 for next round. And actually, we're going to see complexity with some old-school trademark complexity aggression here going for the hunt. They do not want Mitch to save, and if he's not careful here, Death does look for him. Now he's in a hard spot here. He's going to have players coming from window room. He's going to have one all the way in the A bomb site. If he peeks out a little too wide, he's going to get caught from that A bomb site player. If he just holds here, got to be careful. Here comes Shinobi, and Shinobi gets him at the last possible second, so no save for Mitch. That'll be complexity stealing away that round thanks to the bomb plant. And second round of their T side. That'll make it 9-9 with them having the advantage money-wise, as they're going to have guns here. It's going to be up to Vault to try and eco their way through this. They actually buy a scout. Effie spends quite a bit of money into this round, drops a scout for his teammate. Rarkar can even out economy a little bit, and upgraded pistols will come out for the rest of the team.
That's crazy. I thought you were going to buy as a team, but Effie bought a scout down to $50, so I think it's a little bit of miscommunication on how they wanted to execute that. But things are looking good for them at least. They're stacking towards the right side. The first nade's coming through. That's going to damage some people. Rarkar going with the CZ, headshot onto Shinobi, and they're just going to try to run through to try to go for Hunt. And because of that, it's trades after trades, but Complicity takes the upper hand a bit for now. Offshot picked up, takes down Luca. It's a 2 versus 2. Deagle from Mitch, long range from the ticket booth, and just like that, Fraud is going to be the last man standing. AK-47 and the bomb in his back. He's walking around the corner, makes it a 1 versus 1, but it's an op versus an AK-47. But the ops is not in the hands of Fraud. It's in the hands of Gramps. He's about to come out towards that jungle side. That smoke's now thrown. Flashes towards the top as well, so that actually gives... Oh, Gramps never saw that coming through when he scoped across. So that gives a great position for Fraud to move towards CT spawn. Also, Gramps has nothing to work with, and Fraud also has a molly on top of that, so he could just throw that, waste some time, indeed. There you go. So he forces Gramps off position, but Gramps is actually going in. The timing! He sees the pointy elbow of Fraud. Comes in, misses the shot, and Fraud gets the kill, and will salvage the AWP as well. But that was actually a great save for Vault.
Yeah, so I did make a mistake there. Scouts do not cost $47.50. I saw the money going. I'm like, why did you buy a scout on this round? And then I realized, yeah, that was definitely not a scout buy. That was an op. My bad there. I thought about it as soon as I saw the money. I was like, that's a really, really expensive scout for some reason. What had just happened? But a weird broken buy from Vault almost won. I mean, they brought it down to a one-on-one with the op in hand. Fraud just had to carry that for his team. Now he gets an op without having to buy it. complexity from the up 10 to 9. Now for sure, Vault is into just a pistol buy here. Nothing really else to work with, as they're going to be working their way towards a 3-round loss bonus if they don't hold on this round and win back some momentum here from complexity. But complexity storms into the B bomb site, easily take down Gramps and Mitch. Now they're just holding post-plant positioning. They are aggressive into the market, looking to see if anybody's going in that direction. But there would be 2 CTs trying to make it in, as there's only going to be, it's going to be Effie and his teammate who is near him. I believe that was Nerdy, but Nerdy already backed off. Nerdy's very, very deep here. They're setting up for exits at this point with Rarkar on catwalk in the ladder room, trying to hold.
Yeah, because of that buy that came in from Gramps, actually, that's why you actually see them on a pistol buy, no armor, just in case. I mean, if they actually did have that that money that Rarkar or that Gramps didn't use for that op that he purchased, you probably could have seen some sort of force armor and a setup there. I mean, they almost won it last time when they stacked towards his side. They gambled towards A again, but complexity went for B. They got the plan, and that's it. Now you'll finally see them come back with a full gun setup, and they will buy the op. There you go. They're going to drop it for Gramps. It should be for Gramps. And he's going to use it right now to opt towards this window side. Actually, he's going to be with it. This is actually quite interesting, because at the same time, I don't know how many times we've watched Mirage where usually on T side you have a good spawn and you're rushing towards the upper B. You actually have a better spot to just opt towards upper B before they actually make it on top of that van. So if they actually utilize Fraud to opt towards that upper B instead of the Palace, he would have caught 2 people right there with Gramps and Mitch slowly creeping up towards that upper B side kitchen. But him pushing all the way up there gives a lot of information right now. That's why you see this rotation come all the way back from Gramps inside the A-bomb site. Roka doing 360s, 720s, 9 whatever, 1080s.
Completely lost.
Yeah, he had no idea where the shots came from, and that's an early 5-on-4 situation. All thanks, again, to that information taken by Mitch by pushing all the way up towards that kitchen side and seeing nobody.
So complexity of man down. Gonna have to try and work here without Roka. And Nerdy, again, using the silent M4. Shinobi has an idea where he's at, takes him down, and he's going to be looking for the player in jungle. Death, a little too quick. Too hot with the handles there as Fraud, last man standing with the op in hand. Now he's going to try and make some magic here. Let's see if he can get that fast shot under the balcony onto Rarkar. Rarkar was ready for it. LB Volt bringing it back within 1 now. They will save the op, so Rarkar grabs it for his teammate. Going to drop that down. Gramps now has the op back in hand. As complexity is going to have enough money to get a full buy out of this one more time with Fraud having the op again. So far to this back and forth battle, if you're Vault, you have to be happy with this, that you're keeping pace here with complexity, who, at least in my mind, I know you talked about it too, was a heavy favorite for me to win this thing, 2-0. And we're just waiting as round 22 gets underway. As I said, guns up for both sides here. And man, Gramps just barely lives. Goes down to 12 HP. Luckily, he had Mitch there to help him. Otherwise, he would have went down for sure, and the op would have been out of the way for complexity. But, Mitch doing everything he can to help his teammate. At least he would have been there to trade the frag if they needed it. As complexity is thoroughly working their way towards this B bomb site. Smoke down. They work their way all the way up connector. No one really going to peek onto him. Fraud now going to be looking back towards that A bomb site to see if anybody's going to try and cover that. They're actually going to go for the boost up over the double stack. It's looked down into the site from Catwalk. Gramps almost gets lit right there. Shinobi looking for him, avoiding the grenades. Gramps will hit the first shot onto Fraud, takes the op down as Def's trying to work up. They have to know somebody with boosting. Gramps is looking for it, but he's not fast enough, and Def will hit him with the AK. That'll make this a 3 versus 3 after Def collects another one before Mitch quick with the trade out. Shinobi and Sanks, last 2 remaining.
Well, the bomb is down. There's 36 seconds left, and they're going to be able to take down Sanks at the same time. At this point, Shinobi will just have to try to save his gun. No, with 30 seconds left, well, that Molly definitely is going to try to hold things back for a bit. At this point, it should be an 11-11 scoreboard unless a miracle comes out and they're holding wrong angles for the CT side. At least Mitch, with the way he's boosted inside the site, saw him coming towards that window side, and Shinobi will just try to go for that aggressive peek and try to go for a spray control, but he doesn't manage to see anybody with them. They go for the double peek. They tied up 11-11, and they're going to put complexity back in a save situation unless they want to go for a pistol buy. With the economy that they have so far, they lost 2 rounds so far in a row. So if they lose a third one here, they'll be able to go for... Okay, they're just going to go for a full...
Yeah,
dropping pistols, yeah.
Yeah, pistols come out, AKs will come out, so complexity wants to try and steal this away from Vault. They're going to be doing it with 3 players towards B, 2 are going to be going towards A. They should have, what is that, 1 and 3. They got 2 smokes in that direction. They're going to try and throw some smokes at that A bomb site, see if they can pull one of these guys out of this B bomb site, as we do have 1 on Catwalk. 1 is already back in to a fast rotate position out of market. That is going to be the number 7 of Gramps. That'll be the fast rotate with the AWP in hand. More than likely going to try and put himself into jungle with his teammate that's already there. That's going to be Effie, but he only has a FAMAS. So if they could pull a good solid rotate out of this, and look at that. It is a huge rotate coming out from Vault. All 5 players except for Mitch. Mitch is going to rotate now, but he's a little out of position here. The 2 players from compLexity desperately need to get a frag. Mitch is going to call it. Now they're going to try and rotate back towards the deep onsite, and Mitch out of position will find himself 1 frag. Can he make it a second one?
Wow. On
the Sanks, and here comes Rarkar and Nerdy. They're able to prevent the bomb from going down, so the fast rotate back from Vault was able to work out, even though they over-rotated initially.
Yeah, that was lucky for them at the same time, too, right? They stacked 4 guys towards that A bomb side. Like you said, it was aggressive rotates back and forth for Vault. If it was actually a fake that was thrown towards the A bomb side or a fake towards B for them to execute towards A, it would have been a round in favor of compLexity, easy for a take towards the side. But still winnable so far because you still have an AK in the hands of Sanks, who could still get some damage done. We have a player that's very low. Sanks lurks around, gets the first kill. Sees Rarkar inside the window room. Fraud's going to try to push through and salvage the AK-47 as well. He gets the spray down to 12 HP, and the crossfire comes in fruition. Sanks and Fraud save the round, but more specifically Sanks with that 4K that he get across for that round.
Yeah, that was absolutely huge for Sanks to come up that way. I mean, they had a good fake at that A bomb site. They pulled all 5 except for Mitch. He started to rotate off the catwalk and then thought better of it, realized, dude, I need to go back and help my team here just in case. Spots the bomb in time. Fast rotates out of CT spawn from the Vault members. I believe that was Nerdy and Rarkar who immediately put themselves into the market, and they're trying to get out mid fast. The flashbang didn't work out for them, but it's just going to be a bloodbath out in mid with compLexity coming out on top. Pretty clean round, only dropping Sanks. That'll be 13-11 now. We hit round 25, and Vault should be back onto a bye.
That's another thing. I mean, the flash was impeccable there for Vault. You had 4 guys just flashbang dancing, but that's 4 blinded guys just hitting mouse 1 and spraying, and they just walk into it. Unfortunate for that. I mean, they tried to go and play it aggressively because they only had pistols to work with instead of angles trying to go through. But it was a nice call for them to try to overpower, actually compLexity to take over that mid side. But in the end of the day, it's going to be the rifles that shreds through the no armor setup of Vault, and at the same time on their side, they're going for a double eco. So this time it's going to be small armor with CZs. Could be winnable right now. They're walking into another trap. And Shinobi said this a few rounds ago. He said, guys, I just want to go for a mid to A split from mid to A ramp, and this time they're finally executing it and they get it done. And look at Fraud. He went for a 180 drop headshot onto Effie. Mitch now the last man standing. 5 versus 1. Fraud on top of that gets a 3K for that round for them to overtake that site.
Yeah, fast job there by compLexity, taking down just the pistols of Vault. Said they could have gone for a buy, but Effie was the player with only, I believe, 3,800. So they wanted to get full kits out of it and really fight for the win here, not have like a slightly broken buy for one of their players, essentially going 4 versus 5 against compLexity. So they go for the full buyout here, and we actually see the double op look coming out now. 1 in the hands of Nerdy, 1 in the hands of Mitch. And generally, we've seen Gramps so far with the op in his hand, but it's just because Nerdy's got the spawn, so he's looking towards mid with the op at the window spawn, trying to find something. There's only going to be 2 targets there, but good smoke coverage, not allowing him to see anything, and Mitch will be boosted up on the double stack on Catwalk, looking to put that crossfire setup to good use here with the op. Let's see if he can find something. Nerdy actually bails out a window as the Molotovs come down, so Mitch not able to see anything. He does see players splitting up into A, but it's too little too late at this point. It's going to be tough. No players are inside the A bomb site for Vault, so it's going to be a 5-man retake as Mitch finally gets one. There goes Effie. Nerdy also gets to the mix, so the double op look finds 2 frags so far as compLexity has full control of this A bomb site now.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they waited a little bit too long for the execute towards A, because as the smoke dissipates for them to finally plan after. But somehow they're still holding this round. Roka is trying to watch his teammates flank as Def gets the 2 kills towards the CT spawn. Now it's back to a 1 versus 1. Mitch getting their 3K with the AWP. So is it going to be a 4K for Mitch or a 3K for Def? Now at least he knows he's coming up on that connector side. That clock is taking on that bomb. He's going to have to act quick. He's trying to spam through the box as well, and he's dodging those bullets. Down to 27 HP. Gets the headshot right after, but doesn't have a kit. Will he have enough time? He should. So it's
he's got this.
14-12 in favor of compLexity with a nice try there for Def.
Yeah, so it was a smart play by Vault, well, now 2 rounds ago, to not go for the buy so they can get full kits across the board for their players. They go for the double op look. I mean, the initial 2 kills were for Nerdy and Mitch with the ops in their hands, and they're not going for it again. They don't have the greatest economy. They spent a lot of money last round. But thanks to the bomb plant from compLexity, they get full kits on all of their players. So again, compLexity going into another round that Vault had just won the previous, and they have a better kit going against Vault right now. And Vault is in dire straits here because if compLexity gets one more round, we're looking at map point, and Vault does not want to be there, especially on their map choice.
I'll let you take it here. Is Ruru, should I say Jojo, wants to have his say.
Oh my goodness! So possibly the round that compLexity can get themselves into that map point scenario is going to be round 27 here. They're looking to try and steal it away. Vault stood up strong that last round with that full kit they were able to collect. Now, as I talked about earlier, down to just 3 FAMASes, just the 1 M4 for Gramps and the op in the hands of Mitch. And I was questioning the double op look, but it ended up working out. I mean, the first 2 frags went in their favor, but now we got Shinobi here opening things up, takes down Gramps. That's going to be an entry towards that A bomb site in quick fashion.
Nice.
We're going to have Fraud and Shinobi both picking up frags. It's going to be 2 so far on the round for Shinobi. And Mitch, last man standing with the op. They know exactly where he is. Fraud ends up legging him there through the corner of the box. He's down to 30 HP. They know right where he's at. He's trying to get some spam damage off. Not looking like it's going in his favor, and touchdown grenade comes from Roka.
I don't think I could have a single broadcast with my dog not barking in one of them. But that's okay. Game point situation or map point for compLexity in this series. You were talking about it. I think they went for a double up setup here with 3 FAMASes right after, but they lost Gramps earlier on, so I think he was trying to play towards that window side and lost that fight early. So that made it a little bit harder for Vault to hold a mid to A kind of split from that A ramp, Palace, and also from that connector side. So compLexity taking that one this round here. Broke as a joke is going to be Vault on his forced buy. 4 pistols all across. Rawcar this time with a real scout. And then they're going to try to actually have Gramps walk through this.
Telling you.
No, not this time. and there he goes, walking through the kitchen. Still manages to get the kill onto Shinobi, but traded out by Roka now. And then now they're going to try to clear in towards this B bomb site. There's really only Mitch playing it by himself in this B bomb site. He's held it before with the Deagle. Can he do it again? But because of that slow execution, you already have 3 guys rotated inside on Volt's side, inside B. That's why from that minimap, you see that bomb making its way back towards this A bomb site from mid. And a CZ win from Nerdy onto Sanks, who's still been struggling towards this match against Volt. So now they move back in. Mitch still holding it patiently in his corner. Gets that kill, and things are actually not looking too well at all for compLexity. 47 seconds left on the clock. It's a 4 versus 1. Fraud will have to try to win with 4 snipe shots here.
Yeah, 1v4. He's got a scout in his way, 2 AKs, and I believe his shoulder might have just got spotted, unless that was just random spam. Yeah, now they know exactly where he's at for sure, thanks to the grenade that he just tried to throw. But you have to think their compLexity. They had a chance to get into that B bomb site, earn themselves some frags. They just weren't checking corners, and I mean, you had Sanks lose the battle at the A ramp. Just the CZ beat him, but wasn't enough here. So Fraud drops down to the site, enters the blender, and this is the fruit that just got blended. So Mitch takes him down, Fraud out of the way. They pick up the omp, able to save it into this round. We hit round 29, and we're getting dangerously close to the final round of regulation here for compLexity to try and take this one home. Otherwise, we get overtime.
2 mistakes there, I find. I mean, the first one, Sang single-handedly losing that round for compLexity. If he actually won that fight against Nerdy at that A ramp, he would have been able to say, all right, the A side's clear, let's move into B, get a bomb plant. Then it would have been like a 4 versus 2 inside A. Second one, Fraud on a 4 versus 1. He actually decided to go around and go for a hunt and look for some kills inside A. Although they did have enough money to buy in this round here for compLexity, they actually gave an op away in the hands of Volt, where they wouldn't have had enough money to buy for an AWP this round here. And Rawcar looking at an aggressive push outside B from T spawn. It's traded out. Gramps trying to do the same thing. Trades after trade, and Effie is the one that takes the upper hand now for Volt. 15-13 our score, soon maybe to be 15-14 unless Def and Sanks could clutch it. Sanks has done it once before when they had a 2 versus 3 inside B. Let's see if they can do it again against Nerdy, Effie, and Mitch, although they're facing off against the 3 top fraggers for the team, 25 and 20 each, for Mitch and Nerdy and Effie respectively. Effie's about to peek out and walk into 2 players peeking out. He's getting dinked across, and that Molly is going to be able to hold him back long enough and give a chance for rotation coming through, and a flank as well from Mitch on Cat. This is going to be big. Gets the first kill, second one spotted, and lands it as well. So it's going to be 15-14. Now Complexity are broke. They could drop one as one AK-47 if you want to, maybe 2, or a Galil. But we might see overtime on this first map.
It is looking like it, and I'm thinking here, God Mitch has definitely turned it on the big way coming into this game. I mean, 27-17. We've seen him with the op in his hands, and he is out of control with that thing, shooting very, very well. I mean, the op battle between Mitch and Fraud isn't really a battle at this point. Mitch is just absolutely dominating with the scope in his hand, and he's really holding on very, very well here for Team Vault. And I mean, it's not like the rest of the team is doing bad. I mean, 2 players only 7 kills behind him. Third only 9 kills behind him. I mean, it's so extremely close here. The only player not really picking up a lot of their own weight is Rarkar, but it doesn't matter. The rest of his team is stepping up. 4 of them playing very well, and it's looking like Vault again. More than likely going to force us into overtime. Mitch hits 2 nice op shots. Now there's only 1 player left alive. Fraud gets the bomb planted, only has a pistol in hand, and Mitch will get a 3K on the round, and they will secure the overtime. So we're going to overtime. Complexity versus Vault, map number 1.
The crazy thing about this as well is that Vault are going to be starting off on the CT side of this overtime, and Mitch has been unstoppable with that AWP. If they are going to go for a double op setup again for Vault on this CT side, Gramps and Mitch opping, that's going to be a lot of firepower right now for Complexity. So you have that op from Mitch at A, you have that op from Gramps at B, at window. So you're probably going to have to see Complexity try to go for that control at that upper B side and at mid at the same time. They're going to have to try to take down Gramps first because Mitch is just too hot right now. You can't stop him.
Yeah, he's looking extremely good with the op in his hands. I mean, the difference is 30-17 as opposed to 22-17. Doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but those few kills there, the 8 kill difference is gigantic for Mitch. And I mean, he had an op in his hands a lot more.
Well, it's 2 4Ks, right?
To.
2 4Ks and 3 clutch situations. So yeah,
that's absolutely huge right there.
That's
the 3 rounds that you need to get yourselves back into the tie situation where you're in overtime now.
So the overtime is already live here between Complexity and Vault. Of course, Vault staying on the CT side. That double op setup is coming to fruition, but this time it's going to be Rarkar opping and not Gramps. So I guess Gramps has been a little bit off here. You can see him 19-27, so he wants to leave it for somebody else. He's going to be the one playing aggressively, looking for some information at the underpass, and just like that, he already makes it towards upper B. Whoever was in B, that's Mitch with the op, rotates back towards A, and now they know exactly it's going to be A take again from that palace, from that ramp, from that connector. They're moving through. Shinobi runs out with the knife, gets picked off by Effie, but at least the trades come through. But you still have that op from Mitch at that jungle side. They have to throw those flashes. There you go, that blinds them, but they're not peeking out. Nerdy's just around the triple boxes. The bomb plant's coming through, and he's leaning out. His teammates not even helping him. Finally, they do. At least they get the bomb plant at the same time. 2 simultaneous kills, too. So Rarkar and Gramps, the last 2 remaining right now. Actually, it has been dropped. Yeah, no, it was planted. It was planted. So Gramps moving up towards that A ramp. 2 versus 2 now. Rarkar on the top of Ticket Booth. Gramps moving in from Tetris. Op shot walls him down to 29 HP. Gramps is fully blended on that balcony, but things are looking good for Complexity to hold this so far. They're going to try to defuse through the smoke. Op shot missed by Fraud, and that could be it.
Sanks.
He's on it. No kit. Sanks is still spraying. Sanks, it will not get it.
Wow. What? Oh man, that was a Complexity round. They had that. I don't get it. I can't understand how Sanks wasn't able to get that. Just spam a little bit more through that smoke, man. That's rough. You know he can't be to the right because the boxes are there. The way it was planted, he could only be on the left-hand side. So, that's heartbreaking if you're Sanks.
And on top
That's
of that,
another round that we can attribute a loss from Complexity to Sanks.
Yeah, and on top of that, I think it was Gramps, right? He had it, or Rarkar had a kit.
Yeah.
And then they used the one without a kit for the defuse, and it was a little bit of miscommunication for Vault of how they wanted to play that, but thankfully, Sanks unfortunately was botting pretty much towards this first map so far.
Yeah, not a good look if you're saying so. Complexity now in the second round here. Going to get aggressive up the A ramp, try and push through the smoke. They find one frag. It's going to be a trade out, but already.
Oh my god.
And Def just almost blew himself up. Mitch ends up hopping him, but still, either way, the hold here from Vault is looking good. Fraud does find himself one, but he's so weak on HP at this point. It's going to be a 2 versus 3. Fraud down to 4. Shinobi's absolutely lit. He's down to 5 now. He's going to be all by his lonesome. Pistols come out. They double peek, easily take him down, and Volt has 2 rounds from CT side already.
And that's why you can see a little bit of maybe frustration from that first round that they should have won there for Complexity. This time they're trying to execute it a little bit too fast. I mean, Def had the perfect nade to be able to damage his opponent at the triple box, force him out, and get the kill. But unfortunate for him, that bounces on the wall right in front of him, and at the same time, he gets off from that jungle side. Everything was smoked out perfectly for them to execute out that palace. But because of that grenade that landed on that doorway, he couldn't move out from the balcony side. He had to run back into the palace and basically get off right after that. Unfortunate there. This could have been basically a 17-15 in favor of Complexity because of the initial frags that came in towards A as well on a 4 versus 4 situation. But at the end of the day, now it's going to be Complexity moving in. And lucky thing for them right now on T side is it could go full AKs by getting that bomb plant on that first round. So let's see what happens out of that.
So finally, Complexity figures out where Nerdy plays in the site. They had an idea that he's playing on the backside of the bomb box. But they were never able to flush him out until now, so they have entered this bomb site. They desperately need to get at least 1 round here from the T side, so they're not forced into just fighting for another overtime to give themselves a chance at getting the win. And it looks like they might be able to do it here. Gramps just spraying for glory. Able to take down 2, but not quite enough on the round, so the half will end, or first half of overtime number 1 will end 17-16 in favor of Vault. So at this point, all Vault needs is 2 rounds from T-side, whereas Complexity needs to win all 3 of these CT-sided rounds for them to be able to win at overtime number 1.
Yeah, at the beginning of this matchup, I was going to say it was supposed to be Complexity's easy 2-0.
Yeah.
Now we're saying this overtime, but again, it's not only because of the mistakes that they're throwing, but Mitch is definitely stepping it up right now. I know we've looked back at past matches before in the pregame where we talked about them, but I looked down towards that scoreboard at the same time, and Mitch has pretty much been on top for most of the matches, being the third to first fragger, and pretty much all of the matches throughout the placement tournament. Gramps is one of those players that are up there as well, but where he struggles, they have these closer games. So Gramps, who was at the bottom, is starting to come up right now at 23 and 28. And if he continues this route, I mean, Volt might be able to take this first map away. So Complexity this time going for that double op setup, Fraud and Def, kind of like what Volt did on the CT side in the hands of Rarkar and of Mitch. Meanwhile, on the T side, you're going full AK. So you just want to go for that execute to get a plant and to assure you gun rounds for the remaining of the half. And all you need, again, is 1 or 2 rounds. Well, of course, 2 rounds to win this one. But that initial round could actually shake Complexity quite well.
Man, we are seeing some issues with grenades being thrown here in this overtime. And again, it's on the side of Complexity here, and that allows the players of Vault to earn their way into this A bomb site. So it's going to have to be a 3-player retake coming out from your CTs, Fraud, Shinobi, and Sanks going against Gramps, Rarkar, and Mitch. There goes Gramps. Now all they got to do is try to find Mitch, help them out a huge ton here. They have to think one player should be up inside those apartments. Smoke's going to prevent Mitch from getting a good line of sight, but now he has to try and force his way through the smoke. They know where the other player is. They're going to try and burn him down and get out. Shinobi's looking up top. Rarkar faces to make the peek. He ends up clutching the round. The player with the least amount of kills so far, who hasn't hardly had any impact, gets himself a 4K and the 1 versus 3 clutch to put Vault now at map point.
Let's just take a 3 to 5 second pause to just admire how nice that was on that 3 versus 1. Maybe even light up a candle for Complexity at this point, because I think they're pretty much shook to lose this overtime here in this first map against Vault.
Yeah, Vault at this point, they have this round and 1 more round to try and get the win. And Complexity has to win both of these to force overtime number 2, but Rarkar coming up gigantic for Vault with the 1 versus 3 clutch there. That is absolutely huge. If you're the bottom fragger, you haven't had a ton of impact into the game yet. What better time to step up than in overtime to get yourselves that 1v3 clutch and put your team in a position where you could win map number 1, which is your choice. You need to win your choice.
Well, let's see what happens right now. I mean, They are taking this mid control. They are lurking up towards this connector side as well. That is going to be Gramps at the top. Just on the other side, that Sandwich is going to be Death, but already won solo. It's Fraud, but he manages to win that fight against Effie. Still trying to take control of this mid side, but you have one towards that ladder room. And that is going to be Nerdy, just holding up there. So they're just waiting to see if Complexity can go on and over-rotate and catch them off here. But Mitch is also towards that palace side, so you do have those players pretty much cornered now on Sandwich and side. So Fraud is now down. They can focus more to look into this Sandwich side, where Def is about to peek out, gets that kill. Roka as well from the spawn, but it's straightened out by Rarkar. Now Roka still had that ticky boot. Op shot missed. Roka looking for some cover. 30 seconds left on the clock. Nerdy trying to win this one against Shinobi with success, so it's a 2 versus 2. Make that a 2 versus 1 as Sanks rotates across and gets the kill. Now he gets taken down on that catwalk side, which is perfect for Rarkar to go for a plant. He's actually going to plant it safe for a ramp, so that's actually pretty good. No flash is being thrown by Roka so far. Bomb is now planted, still a nade to work with. Oh, this is dangerous. Smarter move for him right now to say, okay, I can't go towards A ramp because I wasted so much time already from that molly that was initially thrown. But now the bomb is planted. Roka is moving in. Flash is coming through as well. Roka thinks that he's moving towards that A ramp, but he's in a better angle right now.
Yeah, he puts himself behind the box, so Rarkar's going to get away with a free peek here. No, he's not on the bomb. Roka's going to tap it again. He knows. Now he's got to put the side, able to take him down, and Vault will get map number 1 thanks to Rarkar. So the
2 clutches.
I was kind of harping on a little bit that he was having some frags that weren't really too impactful for his team. All of a sudden, 2 clutches here in overtime to secure the win for his team. So Rarkar stepped up gigantically huge when his team needed it. Gets the win in overtime number 1. Now we go to map number 2, which is Cash, and this is going to be Complexity's pick. And we might be seeing map number 3 out of this unless Volt here can come up huge on Cash.